I really don't know where people get this information. I've received some comments saying, oh, yeah, MSTY is paying lower distribution month after month and is going to lose and it has NAV erosion. And I'm like, where do you get that information that shows you that MSTY ETF has NAV erosion? If I'm looking at this one here, this is yieldmax MSTR option income strategy ETF. Price close on Friday was 23.59. It went up about 3%. Now, if you look at total return, it's 258, meaning since inception, if you take all the distribution you invested back, this is how much you get. Total return with no drip, it is 174. I want to make a good point here, by the way. Check the difference between if you take your money and you just calculate without reinvesting, this is how much you are getting, 174%. But if you reinvest those distribution and buy more share of MSTY, then you're getting 258 or annual return of 189. So there's no NAV decay here or NAV erosion, because forget, let's say for example this ETF did not pay any distributions, share price has gained about 11.33%, and this doesn't include this data from Friday. So altogether, if you look at Yahoo Finance, you're getting about 15% return since it was incepted, because it came out at $20. So if you take a $20 plus 359, that gives you about a 15%. So what I'm saying is there's no NAV erosion whether you receive distribution or you did not receive any distribution. The only thing that has negative trend is distribution and dividends. If you look at the dividend increase here is negative 67. That means if you take from the day they paid the highest to what they paid last time, you are getting lower and lower. And I'm going to show you all the distribution that they've paid in a little bit. Now, if you look at the market cap of MSTY, because a lot of people buying is very popular, it has 223 billion. If we look at the Yieldmax website, the market cap is a little bit bigger than this. I can show you here really quick. Net asset is 3 billion because this is the official website. That means the data is more accurate. And I also like to double check the return. Since inception, cumulative is 206. Since inception, annualized is 175%. Current distribution rate from the distribution they paid last time is 73.88 or round up to 74%. Let's go back to our chart. 52-week range is $17.10 to $46.50. Dividend yield is 73.60. This is a chart performance showing investing with a drip or with no drip. The darker green is with a drip. The lighter green is with no drip. If you invested $10,000 from the inception, your portfolio now is $35,000 with a drip and $27.45 with no drip. There's a huge difference with a drip, and the main reason is because you are buying share when the share price is lower and you're buying share when the price is higher. This works exactly as if you are DCA or dollar cost averaging, because when you dollar cost average, this is exactly what happens. You're buying at a lower price and you're buying at a higher price, and that's the best way actually to invest your money. But sometimes when you just get a huge lump sum, then you just put all at once and you're still going to receive huge distribution and grow your money that way. Now let's look at MSTY dividend payment, yield, and share price chart. On your left hand, this represents dividend growth. The red line here shows trailing 12 months. If you look, the first distribution they pay was huge, and there was a decrease of $1.90 and then $1.85, and then it jumped again to $4.19, $4.42. It decreased to $3.08, and since it hasn't gone back to $4, and the last 2 months they've been paying very low, $1.37 and $1.33. And this is what some people are saying, that this ETF keeps paying lower and it might go to a few cents. I doubt that's going to happen. I've always shown you this because in August they paid $1.84, and then in September they paid $1.85, and then it jumped almost quadruple, right? This is not end all be all, because they might pay this, but they might make a profit and they might increase based on this chart here. We don't know, but based on the historical performance or historical payment, that's what I can see is going to happen. Now, if we look at the share price, of course, it started at $20 and we know now is at 23. So you're still up. But for people who are saying this ETF has NAV erosion, is that people bought at, let's say, if you bought on March 18 or the highest was March 28, 2024, the price was at $42. So if you bought at $42 and now is at 23, that means you've lost half of your money, just half in terms of price return. If you include all distribution you've received, you've lost quite a bit, but not 50%. The main problem I see here is that when these ETFs are hot, when people are talking about them, when they're at higher price, everybody gets the FOMO, fear of missing out, because they see performance is going up and people are jumping at a higher price. When these ETFs or any stocks are falling down, for example, when it was at $19 to 18, at one point at $17, because if you look at 52-week range, it went all the way to $17. So at 17, a lot of people are scared and don't buy at that price. So you have to keep a target on the price that you are willing to buy. But let's say, for example, you bought at 33, the good action that I would do, I would just keep reinvesting all the distribution, see if the ETF will going to go up, or at least I can have that income coming through and I can reinvest in something else. That's all I can say when it comes to performance and dividends. Now I want to show you my spreadsheet I made here. Distribution they've paid, as I've shown you earlier, $4. The decrease I showed on that website is because the first time they pay $4, right? So if you take a $4 to where they're paying now, that's a huge decrease, right? But on average, he's paying $2.66. And this is a good metric I usually take to calculate my income projection. All in all, they've paid $34.52. If you take $34.52 plus the price of today, your value is 58. Now, average distribution at $2.66 with the price of today, that's going to give you 135% yield. But if you go with the last distribution, that's an annual yield of only 68%. Either yield, it's a huge yield. So let's say, for example, they only pay $1.34 from now on and they don't add anything. Imagine you are making 68%. Given the price doesn't go below 20, that's a huge return. But if it goes above, that's going to be very impressive. Do you think this ETF is going to go up? What I always look is underlying stock. Let's look at the analysis of MSTR, MicroStrategy stock itself, and see if this ETF has any potential going up. This is a stock analysis. Again, the stock analysis is not a science. It's something that they look at the whole metric and they put these numbers. It's not science. Analyst saying this stock is overvalued. The fair price is at 282. That means it might go down to 23%. This is the case for a bear. Now, if we look at the bull case, there's a strong buy for this stock. Analyst sentiment is a buy. A target price is at 488. With the price of today, 368, there's upside of 32.86%. Again, whether it's up or is down, this is not a science. These are numbers based on the trend and market movement, but there are a lot of things that are affecting the market, and these numbers can change at any time. The main thing we are looking here is Bitcoin itself, because we know MSTR has a huge correlation with Bitcoin performance. So if Bitcoin does well, this stock will do great, and therefore MSTY ETF also will do perfectly. Talking about Bitcoin, now the price is at 94,000. If it keeps going up, indicates that MSTY tomorrow will open a little bit higher, because remember, there's a huge correlation between Bitcoin and MSTR, and therefore MSTY ETF itself. Looking at the indices live right now, US Dow Jones seems to be going down. S&P 500 is going down. US Tech is going down. Small cap, this is Russell 2000, is going down. This is something we get used to it. The market will going up and down. You have to focus on a bigger thing, a bigger picture. Investing your money and stay focused and just accumulate those distributions and reinvest if you can, or use your money whatever you please. So I just want to make this video to keep you an update on MSTY stock price, dividend, and return, and dispute the argument that MSTY is losing or has nav erosion. So that's all I have for today. If you like this type of content, as always, please smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you can always receive this type of update. I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you very much. I'll catch you on next one. Bye bye.